Here's a glass of milk. And this glass of milk is high in calcium, but it's also high in animal protein. And animal protein is very dirty burning fuel. Only 58% is burnt as fuel. Do you know what that leaves? A 42% waste. And that's a high acid waste. It's a sulfur waste. And so what the body uses is it uses the most alkaline mineral, which is calcium, to negate the sulfur residue. Do you know how much calcium is left for the human body after a person drinks a glass of milk? None. Cows can access that calcium because they've got 5 stomachs. We've only got 1. And the countries in this world that are the highest dairy consumers have the highest incidence of osteoporosis. Where does the elephant get his calcium from for his huge bones? Where does the orangutan? The creatures in this planet with the biggest bones are vegetarians. They get it from grass.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Barbara O'Neill, and today we're going to talk about a topic that many of us face as we age: rebuilding bone density. If you're over 40, you're probably aware that bone density naturally declines, which can lead to osteoporosis and increased fracture risk. In fact, studies show that 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men over 50 will break a bone due to osteoporosis. But here's the good news: there are natural and effective ways to rebuild bone density and strengthen your bones. And today I'll be sharing my secrets to healing and supporting bone health. We'll cover the best nutrients, lifestyle changes and exercises that can help you maintain and even improve your bone strength. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video and comment why you want to win.
Progesterone is the hormone that stimulates bone-building cells. They're called osteoblast cells. So there are 2 main types of cells in the bone. There's osteoblast and osteoblast. Osteo means bone and blast means new cell. So progesterone stimulates osteoblast cells. Estrogen stimulates osteoclast cells. So osteoclast cells are the cells that take away the old bone. So can you see that if someone's got high estrogen and low progesterone, the high estrogen is taking away too much bone, and the lack of progesterone, there's not enough new bone growing. So everyone with osteoporosis should be on the Anna's wild yam cream to boost their progesterone, which stimulates the osteoclast cells. So many ladies who were on the pill when they were in their teens, 20 years, now they're in their 50s, 60s, and they have osteoporosis. I met a 92-year-old lady who was on the Anna's wild yam cream for her osteoporosis. And I've got some shocking news for you. Bones aren't made of calcium. So the worst thing you can do for bones is take calcium supplements. And how many people spend a fortune on calcium supplements? So what are bones made of? Bones are made of 12 main minerals and 64 trace. So what are these main minerals? Boron and calcium and chromium and iron and silica and selenium and sulfur and potassium, phosphorus, magnesium and manganese and zinc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got it. They're the 12 main minerals that bones are made of, and 64 trace. So it's not rocket science, students. What do bones need?
Minerals.
So where do we get that? In his book, The Calcium Lie, very interesting book, The Calcium Lie, by Dr. Robert Thompson, he states that the clearest indicator of a creator God is seawater. Because seawater has all of these minerals in that exact proportion. And I've got some good news. We don't have to drink seawater.
Okay.
So what we can do is take the unrefined sea salt.
Unrefined sea salt is an excellent source of the minerals that our bones need. Unlike table salt, which is heavily processed and stripped of its natural elements, unrefined sea salt retains all of the essential minerals in the proper balance that supports bone health. These minerals include magnesium, calcium, potassium, and trace elements that help maintain the structure and strength of our bones. When you consume unrefined sea salt, your body can better absorb these minerals in a way that supplements alone cannot provide. This is because natural minerals in sea salt are in a bioavailable form, meaning they are easier for the body to use effectively. Many people think that taking calcium supplements alone will suffice, but without other minerals like magnesium and boron, the calcium cannot properly integrate into the bone matrix. Adding unrefined sea salt to your diet is simple. You can sprinkle it on your food, use it in cooking, or dissolve it in water. It's important to remember that moderation is key, as with anything. A small, consistent intake of unrefined sea salt can be highly beneficial without overloading the body with sodium. Unrefined sea salt also plays a role in regulating fluid balance and improving overall mineral absorption, which further supports bone health. By incorporating unrefined sea salt into your diet, you provide your bones with a more complete mineral profile, which helps to maintain their density and prevent conditions like osteoporosis.
Dr. Lilangri, the French doctor who wrote the book on salt, he calls it our internal ocean. Our blood's salty, our body fluids are salty. To say we shouldn't be taking salt, it makes no sense at all. So this is one way that we can get these minerals. Where else do we find these minerals? We find these minerals in dark green leafy vegetables. I think we've talked about these a few times, is that right? Mm-hmm. Dark green leafy vegetables. Dark green leafy vegetables are very high in minerals. So we should be having dark green leafy vegetables every day, and if we don't, we should have a dose of green barley.
A dose of what?
Green barley, or barley green, or super green, for the minerals. But one of the main problems, do you remember in our acronym Sustain Me? So, sunshine. What does sunshine give us? The ultraviolet rays, actually UVB rays, hit the skin and they convert a form of cholesterol just under, what do they convert? A form of cholesterol just under the skin to vitamin D. And vitamin D is essential for the assimilation of calcium. Calcium's called the king, and because it's called the king, it's been misunderstood. So why is it called the king? It's called the king because when calcium gets in, all the other minerals piggyback on the back of calcium. But we need to take calcium into our body the way it's found in nature with all the other minerals. Vitamin D is essential for the assimilation and utilisation of calcium. So one of the reasons people are getting osteoporosis is they're lacking vitamin D. So we need to get out in the sunshine. If you have a shower and wash yourself with soap and go out in the sun, you won't get any vitamin D because you needed some oils on your skin, the natural oils. And once you've been out in the sun, don't have a shower and wash yourself with soap straight away because you'll wash all your oils away because it takes 2 hours for your skin to process and develop the vitamin D. But if you're lying out in the sun near a lake, on the sea, probably not the sea here, more like a river or lake, and dive into the pool, you won't lose because you're not scrubbing it with soap, unless you dive into a chlorinated pool. Then the chlorinated pool can interfere with the build-up or the pickup. So notice what I said, UVB rays. The glass blocks the UVB rays. Sunscreens block UVB rays. Do I use sunscreen? I have never used sunscreen. If Michael and I are on holidays, I'm lying out by the pool, I have a watch. 10 minutes front, 10 minutes back, underneath the umbrella. In the afternoon, 10 minutes front, 10 minutes back, underneath the umbrella. And usually within 4 days, I've got a nice tan. That's my UVB tan. And that UVB tan, that will last a long time. And with my UVB tan, now I can be out in the sunshine for quite a while because I've got the darker the skin, the more protection you've got, and the darker the skin, the more sun that you need.
It's especially important for older adults to get enough sunlight because as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. A lack of vitamin D can contribute to bone conditions like osteoporosis and osteomalacia, where the bones become weak and brittle. Spending a little time in the sun each day, even 10 to 15 minutes, can make a significant difference. But it's not just about sunlight. Other factors play a role too. Calcium from food sources like dairy, almonds and green leafy vegetables must be consumed with other minerals such as magnesium and potassium, which also help strengthen bones.
Abstain. This is a big one with bones. Because what's happening is people are taking things into their body that leach the minerals. So what leaches minerals? Because as you can see, it's all about minerals. What leaches the minerals is refined sugar. In fact, one writer said, sugar leaves the body better dressed than when it went in. It went in totally naked and comes out dressed with your minerals. Another that leaches the minerals is caffeine, especially the magnesium. Magnesium and calcium, and also alcohol. See, these are all poisons, and what poisons do, they harm the body. So the body uses minerals to calm them down, so that they don't totally kill you. Drugs are synthetic, drugs are chemicals. They're robots, remember? They've got a job to do whether you need it or not. Whereas the herbs work with the body. Inhale. Even your bone cells need oxygen. Every cell in the body needs oxygen, and you'll get more oxygen when you're breathing in and out through your nose. Nutrition. So what are the foods that will give us the most minerals? Now there's something else we have to abstain from, and that's cow's milk. But aren't we told that we should drink cow's milk to get calcium? Well, let me show you what happens with cow's milk. Here is a glass of milk, and this glass of milk is high in protein, and it is also high in calcium. But this protein, this animal protein, only 58% is burnt as fuel. So that leaves a 42% waste, and it's an acid waste. And the most alkaline mineral in the body is calcium. So what the body does is it uses the calcium to negate that sulfur residue. So how much calcium is left for us? None. The countries in this world that are the highest cow's milk consumers have the highest incidence of osteoporosis. Because let's say a person has a glass of milk and with that has maybe a steak. Well, there's not calcium in the steak to negate the sulfur residue, so where's the calcium going to come from now? The biggest storage house, which is the bones.
When the body constantly needs to neutralise acids from the foods we consume, it starts to draw calcium from the bones. Over time, this consistent withdrawal weakens the bone structure, leading to conditions like osteoporosis. This is why relying on cow's milk for strong bones is misleading. The calcium is there, but the high protein content makes it less beneficial because it creates an acidic environment that demands more calcium for neutralisation. Instead, it's more effective to focus on plant-based sources of calcium. Green leafy vegetables like kale, collard greens and broccoli are rich in calcium and do not come with the acidic burden that animal products have. Nuts, seeds and legumes are also excellent sources of minerals, offering not just calcium but also magnesium, potassium and other nutrients that contribute to overall bone health. Another crucial factor is hydration. Minerals need proper hydration to be effectively transported throughout the body. Water acts as the medium that helps distribute these minerals to where they are needed. Dehydration can limit this process and contribute to mineral deficiency over time. So drinking plenty of clean water every day supports mineral absorption and helps keep bones healthy.
The biggest bone and muscle strengtheners is rebounding. Rebounding is the little trampoline. You see, strength comes by exercise, and strength comes by defying gravity. Defying gravity is the most powerful form of strength-building exercise. I have a book by Albert Carter. It's called Rebounding, something about rebounding. And he was a trampolinist. He was a champion trampolinist, and he married and had 2 little children, and he used to do a trampoline show. He'd go around and his little 4-year-old girl and his, I don't know, little 8-year-old boy, they used to trampoline with him. And he noticed that if he held his daughter's feet, she could do 1-arm push-ups. And his little boy at school, he would do 1,000 push-ups. No kid couldn't come near him. And he thought, why are my kids so strong? It was the rebounding, the constant trampolining. You see, every time you jump, you're putting a little stressor on your body, and every time you put a stressor on your body, it keeps adapting and adjusting, adapting and adjusting. So he was intrigued as to why it was so powerful, and he came to NASA. And NASA, I think I mentioned the other day, NASA found that when their athletes came back from outer space, they'd lost so much muscle and bone strength because there's no gravity. And the only exercise they found that prepared them for no gravity and also it resumed their strength much quicker than any other was the rebounding. They also found that rebounding increased their G-force, which has increased their body's ability to withstand going into outer space. But Albert Carter, he wanted to know more. And this is what he found, that rebounding pulls together 3 laws or 3 teachers. One is defying gravity. So you look at children. As soon as they are able, I was watching my little 6-week-old grandson, and he's constantly pulling his head up. And then you put him on the floor. What are they doing? Pushing up, and then they push up to the point where they can crawl. And then what do they want to do next? They want to walk. And then when they're in their cot, what are they doing? Jumping. And if you've got a rebounder in your house and children visit, where do you think they're going to go straight away? The rebounder. I had a trampoline outside, and whenever I had kids in my home, they'd come up, can we please go on the trampoline? Why do I say I had one? Well, we had a big storm one day, and when I came back from being away, it was down on the road all crumpled up, the storm had blown my trampoline away. But I got a little rebounder in the house, and the children like that. So defying gravity, that's the only way to strengthen the body and the bones, is to defy gravity. The other law that comes together with rebounding is acceleration. And the third law or teacher is deceleration.
When you jump on a rebounder, you're constantly accelerating as you move upward and decelerating as you come back down. This back and forth action works with gravity to create a powerful workout for your entire body. Unlike traditional exercises that focus on just one area, rebounding strengthens every cell. Every bounce increases G-force, which helps build stronger bones and muscles. Plus, rebounding is gentle on your joints, making it a great option for people of all ages, even those who find high-impact activities like running too hard on their bodies. The up and down movement also helps stimulate the lymphatic system, which is key for detoxifying your body and boosting your immune system. That's why rebounding isn't just about building muscle and bone strength, it's also about improving your overall health. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this information on rebuilding bone density has been helpful for you. Remember, taking care of your bones is a lifelong journey, and making small changes today can lead to stronger, healthier bones tomorrow. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay strong.